and welcome back to the channel. As you can see from the title, I'm in a lovely Astra VXR today. The owner, James, is a friend of mine. I did try and get him on the 0 to 60s, but however, he takes care of his car and he wasn't really a fan of launching the car, which is all credit to him. And obviously that shows how he drives the car normally, so he's not willing to beat on first and second gear. So I thought I'd take his car out for a drive and get my perspective of the car, comparing it to the Corsa. Now, first thing I'm going to say is it's very different. It's very, in all fairness, the seats are really comfortable. I know they're not bucket seats like the Corsa is, but they still hug you quite well. I'm quite impressed. It's the first time I've ever driven an Astra, especially a VXR. I've been in the car a few times, obviously as a passenger, but I've never actually driven one, so I thought I'd take it out to give you guys my opinion of it. Oh, bear with me guys, just get used to the clutch. Now for mod wise, he's running about 300 brake. He's got lowered the suspension on the springs. He's got that adaptive suspension. Can't quite remember what it's called. You Astra guys might be able to remind me. I'm sure James will remind me when I speak to him about it later. He's got a Remus exhaust from the turbo back with the Sports Cat. It's been remapped by SM Tuning, and along with it's got the EDS copy inlet, so it's a genuine fake inlet. Oh, that's nice. I love the sound of it. So yeah, it's running around 300 brake, he says. Obviously I'm not going to beat on it because it's not my car, but from when I've been out in the car with him and he's put his foot down, it's definitely around the 300 brake mark. It's a very different place to be. The steering wheel, it seems smaller than the actual Corsa. I don't think it hasn't got the flat bottom sort of feel to it. But overall, it doesn't feel as, because it's obviously quite a big car compared to the Corsa, but it doesn't, to drive it, it doesn't feel like a big car. It handles nice, sounds nice. You can tell these run the KO4 turbo, so you can tell it's a bigger turbo compared to the Corsa. Obviously I can't put my foot down, as you can probably hear guys, it's absolutely levering it down with rain. I hope you guys can still hear me what I'm saying. Typical British summer, isn't it? It's yeah, we have a bit of summer, a bit of sun, and then it just absolutely levers it down. But it's very different. The throw on the box, it's more of it seems a lot more of a throw compared to the Corsa. Yeah. Pulls quite nice, it does really pull really well. Now, is it better than the Corsa? It's a tough one. It has its perks, I suppose, like anything. I really do like the Astras. I think that's what I'll move on to next, would be an Astra VXR. It does sound nice guys, it really does. I really hope you can hear what I'm saying because of the rain hitting the windscreen. But overall, it's very different. It's nothing like I thought it'd drive. It's very smooth, a lot smooth. I know with these cars, you get good ones and bad ones. Looking at the price of them, you're looking at anything around $3 grand, $3.5 grand one for a bit of a dog, all the way up to about 10, 12 grand for a Nürburgring edition, depending on mileage and spec, etc. But you can probably get an average one for about, I reckon about 5 grand, 5.5 grand will get you quite a tidy one. Oh, this clutch is taking some getting used to. Oh, that flick. It's got like a nice little flutter to it. The exhaust is not too intrusive in the cabin. When you hear him pull up in it sounds really loud, but in the cabin, really quiet. Oh, I'm getting a bit of a sweat on here, guys. I was asking James the common problems for them, what they suffer with. From what he says, it's sort of like similar to the Corsa, the M32 gearbox. They can be problematic. A really common thing for them is the valve stem seal. Apparently that's a really common thing for the Astra VXR. So I suppose they don't have as many common problems as the Corsa would. The turbo on these, they get cracking on either on the manifold or around the penny valve on the wastegate, on the obviously where they get wastegate open and closes inside the turbo. Apparently they crack around there as well. But other than that, that's all you could say for common problems with it. So there must be a lot more of a reliable car compared to the Corsa. Now I know these have forged pistons as standard, so you can run 300 brake out of a stock engine, which is quite impressive really if you think about it, compared to all the work I've had to do to mine to get the get it up to 300 brake to make sure it's safe. Really turn it into the bends as well. It handles like it's on rails, guys. And I know it's got uprated rear anti-roll bar on it as well, and he's polybrushed the fronts as well. I'll have a little, I'll foot down a little bit now. Whoa, a nice little pop out the back. Obviously, because the road's so wet, I can't really tow it. Not that I would anyway. You know, James takes care of his cars, which is like I said, he won't do the 0 to 60 because he doesn't want to damage the car. He's got like a lot of mechanical sympathy for the car. But a really nice car, guys. Obviously, if you're in the market for one, if you think about getting an Astra, definitely get a VXR. I think they sort of comparing the Focus ST and the Mark 5 Golf GTR. I think that's the sort of the three that are sort of together. And out of the lot, obviously I've owned a Focus ST, but I've never owned a Golf, and I haven't driven one either. But I think the Astra would be the one. It's making me want an Astra, guys. It really is. Just for the sound, and the cockpit's lovely. The seats are nice. I noticed it's got all carbon fibre trim here. All the centre console's black. Carbon fibre down the doors, around the glove box. So it's got some nice little additions. I mean, this is a low mileage car. I'm sure this is a 2006. I think it's only done 75,000 miles, which that is really low mileage for one of these. I can't stop smiling every time I hear that flutter. It is a nice car. Like I said, what would I have out of a Corsa or an Astra? I tell you what, it's a tough one. It really is. It's a tough question because they're very different. Obviously, for power wise, if you just want a 300 brake car without too much outlay, an Astra gets my vote. It's obviously a bigger car, more space in the back if you've got a family. Obviously, it's going to have a bigger boot, but it just doesn't have that raw appeal like the Corsa does. I don't know if it's because it's got a KO4 and it's got a bit of a laggy. It's a bit more of a laggy turbo compared to the Corsa. And I know it has got the KRS Stage 1 turbo on it because he had his turbo refurbished by KRS, by Chris. He just went for the Stage 1, which is basically stronger internals. Nothing bigger, it's just stronger internals, so the turbo won't let go again anytime soon. But it's running 300 brakes, not a bad turbo really. But yeah, I think I can feel it different really. It's like the steering wheel feels different. It's a lot more responsive, like you know, when you go around a bend and that, it seems a lot more responsive compared to the Corsa, and the gearbox just seems a bit more of a throw on it compared. Like the Corsa one seems a bit more tight, not as sort of hard to explain. You know what I mean, guys? It's sort of not much of a throw from first to second. It's not a bad ride because it's loaded on springs, and I know it's got the suspension that hardens up when you press the sport button, which is obviously I'm not going to do. Not with a weather like this. Pops and bangs a lot more than mine does, a hell of a lot more. Yeah, it's a nice place to be. This is, it really is, and it's making me want one, guys. Which I say in a way that does make me think it's better than a Corsa, but I don't think it's a bit more of a smoother ride. So obviously my Corsa's my daily, it's a little bit raw, which something like this will probably do me, but I don't know. Who knows what the future brings, guys. But yeah, it's a lovely car. And James, if you're watching this, what I dare say you are, thank you for letting me doing sort of my little opinion on the car, see what I think to them. And if you are thinking about buying an Astra, guys, after driving one, yeah, do it. They're a nice car. Obviously there's not many common problems with them. They don't fetch moon money. They're quite cheap really. It's a lot of car for the money. Think about it. You get 300 brake out of a stock engine, you could probably get a tidy one about £5 grand. not a lot of money at all compared to some. I imagine it'll give some cars a run for their money. But yeah. So as always, guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video. I really appreciate that. Likes help my channel grow. I know this is sort of a new one, guys. Obviously, I usually do the draggy videos. However, like I said, he didn't want to do it, which I don't blame him. Some people just don't want to abuse their cars. But, you know, I do appreciate them giving a little ride in it and see what my thoughts on the car are. So, as always, guys, thanks for watching.